When I was a kid, when a movie I loved would come out, I would ride my bike to the grocery store and I would get the novelization.
And action!
I was very lucky I got to sit down up at Skywalker Ranch and meet with the author who wrote the novel for it, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Rian Johnson and I had an amazing conversation. We got to write entirely new scenes for the book. Han Solo's funeral, Rose and Paige Tico together, and further explorations of the fascinating world of Canto Bight, to name just a few.
Got to talk through some interesting additional scenes from the film.
That old legend of Luke Skywalker that you hate so much, I believed in it.
That's kind of the fun stuff you can get into a novel that you can't always get onto the screen.
Give me everything.
I'm very happy that we got to do this novel. I hope you will enjoy it.
Take your imagination even higher with The Last Jedi novelization from Lucasfilm and Del Rey. Pre-order now.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, first of all, a Han Solo funeral. I would have liked to see that, actually. I think it would have carried over some emotional weight from The Force Awakens. They could have had a short scene acknowledging Han's death, since it was pretty much skipped over in The Force Awakens. Now, if Rian Johnson was worried about the running time of the film, he could have cut that Canto Bight arc a little bit shorter. Now, this is just my guess, but maybe they didn't want to show Han's funeral on screen because of the Solo standalone film about to come out. It would kind of undermine it in a way. He is this hero, and yeah, you just watched his funeral a few months ago. The higher-ups might have thought it would be a downer, so they ultimately decided to skip it and leave it for the novelization. Moving on to Rey's third lesson. Now, the details about this scene were released a few weeks ago. Rey sees a fire off in the distance, and Luke decides to play a practical joke on her. He tells her it's a raiding party, and of course Rey is shocked Luke doesn't seem to be the least bit concerned about that. She's of the mindset that they should go and help them. Luke asks her, what's the point? If they save them today, the raiders will be back tomorrow. It's not their place to interfere. Rey decides Luke is a crazy person and runs off to save the day. Luke tries to yell something to her, but she doesn't hear him. Now, here's that scene from the behind the scenes footage of Rey running that was also cut out from the theater release. When Rey arrives, she realizes that it's actually a party or festival. The caretaker's husbands have returned from their fishing trip, and Chewie, R2, and the Porgs are all present. Rey is not happy with Luke's sense of humor. Luke tells her that was his third lesson. The Resistance needs someone like her, young, fast, and full of hope, not the broken relic that he has become. And of course, Rey tells him she believed in the legend of Luke Skywalker and storms off deeply hurt by what has just happened. So yeah, I would have liked to see that scene make it as well. It would have further explained why Rey made the decision to leave Ahch-to. She wanted to save Ben, of course, but she had also realized at this point Luke had very much given up. And it would have explained why Luke decided to sacrifice himself at the end, kind of to redeem himself or the legend of Luke Skywalker. Now, I'm not saying I agree with Luke's story arc in The Last Jedi, but this scene would have very much added to the angle Rian Johnson was taking with Luke's character. So I am of the opinion that it should have made the final cut. So there you have it, peoples. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts down below. Thanks for dropping by and for your continued support. To stay updated with this channel, if you haven't already, hit that notification bell and don't forget to like, share, sub and all of that good stuff. And until next time, see yas.